I just have a bloody mess.
It's like replacing the carpet. Well, now we can make sure the carpet matches the drapes.
The drapes. What are the drapes? My man boobs?
Your hair, Randy, your hair. Oh my word, your hair, for goodness
Well,
sake.
I mean, these do drape, you know.
It's not like I'm looking. It's not like I'm staring.
Oh
You go to
my,
New York
you're paying attention to me.
You go to New York City, they ask you to cover up.
No, they asked me to show them, be proud,
No, that's New Orleans.
bad pride.
Again, New Orleans. New Orleans.
New Orleans.
And this is the new episode of Tangents, the podcast where we talk about really awful stuff.
Right. My name's Randy,
And I'm Aaron.
and we're going to bring it to you.
What are we bringing?
Mass destruction.
I was worried where that mass was going. It's
No,
November
no,
after all.
It's just mass hysteria. Oh yeah, I lost.
What can we say? Why is he here? He lost.
Or as they say, why am I here? I lost!
How's it going?
Oh, well, you know. Well, besides the part where I get mad at Super Smash Bros. For screwing me over.
You come close to killing me.
In one strike, that is.
No, the way that you talk with Smash Bros, it's going to be in multiple. It's going to be like a car paid in multiple dividends.
Or a house paid over a number of years.
You come and beat me once a day, every day, like my father.
And then... No, he beats you several times a day. That is a payment willingly made.
To clarify for the folks at home, no, my father does not actually beat me. Moving on.
But we had to make that joke at some point.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. That is a payment willingly made.
I
What
love
the
that.
hell? Oh, by the way, we're going to start a gaming channel soon for your information.
You didn't get close enough. They don't really know yet.
Coming, at some point or another, a gaming channel. Your way. I messed up the structure of that sentence, but we're gonna roll with it. Regardless. Gaming channel. Tangents Gaming. Coming soon. We don't know what we'll be playing. We don't know who we'll be playing. However, it's going to be gaming, and you're gonna watch.
All right, with that out of the way.
That is, if you want to.
No, they're going to watch.
You just find them all. You pack them into... It's like 20 people. And we have armed guards, and we're like, watch! And they rack
And then we
their
get
AKs.
popcorn. Then we get the popcorn and drinks.
Right.
It's a-
Right.
Despite the armed guards, it's a wholesome experience.
Well, I don't know. It's the kind of things that we say to each other on the video. It's just kind of, you know, like calling each other the N-word.
I do not call you that.
Yes, well, I call you that. Good enough for me.
Good enough. Oh no.
Ah, yes, by the way, I'm not racist unless I'm angry.
Oh, good grief. I'm not racist unless I'm angry.
Yeah, and then I'm only racist because it's funny.
I see. How is Genshin Impact treating you?
Well, I got Baidu, and I gotta say, Lightning Hanjo makes my heart feel good because of the amount of beef that she has on her cake.
Beef. Well, I mean, you know what people call cake, right? The cake.
The cake.
Yeah, I see.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Or as you know, my mom would say, al delicioso.
Interesting.
Ah, yes, Spanish for you.
I don't know. I'm sad. Because like I mentioned that I got the new Chinese character, the rock one. I'll pull up a picture. I forget her name, but okay, I don't actually forget her name, but I just don't know how to pronounce it.
Ning Guang.
Nin Wang. See, this is her, and like, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Oh, right next to the other MILF that came out.
Okay, but like, joking aside, she kind of does have bounce physics more than any other character I've seen. It's kind of uncomfortable. It's like they just slapped 2 Jello packets on her chest and called it a day.
That's because she doesn't wear a bra. Isn't that obvious?
I'm not staring.
Like here. Look here. There's no, like, it's not one piece, it's 2. That means there's no bra there. It's
I see.
Funny.
I suppose. But still, she's kind of, sort of useless.
Oh, yeah?
Like, she's, okay. So there's 2 types of characters. There's active fighters that, you know, have sword of some kind. Sword, bow, bigger, heavier sword that's the size of Manhattan.
Or, you know, you could put a club on that same character. It's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
The debate club.
And then there's the other type that is standstill book characters. And she's a standstill book character, and my party is mostly those. I'm tired. I want a character that can swing a sword that doesn't take 8 Christmases. No offense, Noelle.
Why would you do my girl like that? I mean, I replaced her because I found better in terms of actually playing, but why would you do my girl like that?
I mean, I found Barbara in terms of playing, and she's wonderful. Both from it, like, she's freaking adorable. Like, whenever you start running, there's a chance that she'll go, Barbara, go, and it's just wholesome. She's just acutely she makes the heart feel good. I'm like, I've been looking
she a
at
great
this...
sword user?
No, she's a standstill book user, obviously. However, she combos really, really well. Like, never underestimate the power of wet. You literally just splash some water on people and then follow through with Lisa or, what's his name? The Iceman, the Kaya? Yeah.
No,
Kanye.
Kanye West.
Yeah, you follow
Kanye
through
West got that ice on him.
Honestly, though, you don't... Something that I found that is really, really good is, like, my current team is Traveler, Barbara, best girl, Kanye, and Amber. You know, and so kind of the way I do it is just I use Barbara to make the enemies wet. All that loot art that I got stored in good old Mother Nature's pocket, you know what I mean? Follow through with Kanye West to make them frozen, and then complete the combo with whatchamacallit, with the Traveler with his like build up wind attack to really just seal their fate.
Or you could send them off in a tornado, be like, and we say bye bye.
Bye bye. It's wonderful, but also like, you know how I don't stand around a lot in the game, you know? I'm kind of always going from one place to the next, or else I'm turning the game off. But Barbara kind of makes me want to stand around and just kind of appreciate the game, because she just, every once in a while, she'll just kind of do a little dance and sing a little bit. It's just, I love this. You should be able to get her too, I think.
And how? The Wimsh, or is it?
Did I click yes?
Yes. Okay, now try it again, because nothing came up. Oh, Windows itself is crashing.
Where is it? Oh, OBS Studio? Don't need that. Where is
Forget it? Launcher is now running.
We're going to end the task and try this again. Oh, so it's just having a Oh!
Hit yes. Now
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an idiot. I got my new headphones I could use, but I'm not going to. My favorite thing about this is I was playing around with the new graphics settings, and I found out I can turn it up, you know, to where, so currently when it runs, I can set it to where when it runs, you know, I can turn down the settings and it makes this fan not, like, make the weird, like, I'm going to die sound. Yeah, that one. But it's funny, if I put it on max settings, my game can run it, or my computer can run it, but the sound comes back, and I'm just like, nah, lower settings is fine.
You're just playing at minimum. You're playing without anti-aliasing. Because I found that that's the main thing that makes higher settings look good. Whenever you just do the presets. For a sec, the hair textures didn't load in, and it kind
Look
of
at how
pitiful.
I say this a lot, but I just love looking at this game. Like, look at this. This is a mobile game, people. Okay, how do I pull up the menu wheel? Is it shift? No, that's the wrong one. Is it escape? No, that's the wrong one. What's
Tab.
the wheel? Tab?
There
It's
you
this
go.
one. You just come down to...
Hello, nice to meet
No, please shut up. I don't know. It should be one of these tabs.
Hello.
I'm fine with getting John
Hello,
Ling, but
nice to meet
I hate
you.
that she launches into a monologue. It hurts me. Anyway, on a different note, yeah, it should be in the events overview section, and I got 2 of them, so that means constellations. And we're going to confirm. It's time to go home. There we go. Anyway, back to the cast.
It should say, do you want to close the game, not do you want to log out?
Both of the options are, do you want to log out? I got confused on the first day and had to sign myself back in.
Yeah, that does.
I had to
kinda
try
hurt.
it, though, you know. Go on.
I got a scab on my leg. Still got
Ooh.
massive road rash.
Yikes. What happened?
So yeah, it was wet outside. It had just stopped raining, and you've been to my house. You know how it all just
Yeah, it's a
both sides
slope.
of the road come down into that area.
Yeah.
Well, my bike hit there, and I was in the middle of a really, really sharp, fucking, leaning turn, and so I skid down, and apparently my body had learned its lesson and sacrificed my knee instead of my side.
Oh. That hurts.
Yeah, but it's not as likely to break since I experience a whole lot more strain on it by existing.
Oh, I just remembered. We gotta film a video of us going to Goodwill. Finding a bike.
Yeah, although it's probably going to be several Goodwills because my luck isn't perfect. But
Yeah.
that day it was. The only thing that I'm finding now is the smallest rear sprocket was a little weak, so now I have to replace the set of sprockets. But that's like $15. It's whatever.
But it occurs to me, I actually have a job now. I could get a bike. I could explore the world. I'm not gonna bike to my work, but I could bike around the neighborhood. I could potentially bike to your house. I could say bike.
That's quite some distance. It takes me an hour to walk here.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how long did it take you to bike here one day?
I was on a motor.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I don't know. Why would it be longer to bike than it would be to walk?
Well, no, hills.
Well, yeah,
Nothing
but
but massive hills between our house.
I have not
is-
walked the distance, keep in mind.
You know how it feels to be on the decline and then on the incline. You know what your body does
That's fair.
at a constant speed. That is.
So-
Imagine having to pedal through that.
I could just
Gravity.
get off of my bike, walk it up the hill, slide down.
Yeah, that's what I did to school for a while.
Mhm. I like the idea that you just didn't have a bike, you just rolled down.
Me, my feet turn into wheels.
No, I had like the penultimate idea for like getting around in rainy weather, and that's you have some Heelys and an umbrella and you just let the wind take you. I mean, like, if the wind's strong as well, like in a hurricane, you're perfect. You're gonna go to...
Then you just leave the ground.
I leave the world. No, I leave this life.
You leave Texas. We're not
I've-
in Texas anymore.
I wind up in Louisiana,
Not even. You wind up in Massachusetts.
Wyoming. Which is to say I'm dead.
No, that means you don't exist. Because Michigan is dead, but it still exists.
Michigan is dead?
Yeah, no business happens there anymore. Like, 75% of the population of Detroit doesn't know how to read.
There's so much just condemnation in that one sentence. Just 75% of the population of Detroit does not know how to read.
It's just because it's sad that we have a spot in our nation like that.
You've seen Alabama, haven't you?
Well, no, like, at least half of them know how to read. Not 25%.
Again, have you been to Alabama?
No.
Trust me. The education system was...
You know how to read, at least.
Yes, but I legitimately flexed those muscles when I moved out here. Some folks listen, Alabama's a special place. You know how most areas in this world of ours, they're kind of free roam, they're kind of, your character storyline isn't exactly set in stone. In Alabama, that's not the case. You're born a farmer. If you're born there, your designation could be farmer, and there's no amount of kicking, screaming, or clawing your way out of the dark reaches of farmerhood that can save you.
Oh, see, the thing is, in Europe, jobs like I'm a waiter and stuff like that, they pay too good for you to do anything else.
Really?
Yeah. Like, they pay extremely well because they don't, like, tipping is not something they do over there.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as I can understand...
So it's just, you're not relying on tips, you're just sitting there living off of being a waiter.
Literally asking, may I take your hat, sir?
May I take your hat, sir?
May I take your hat, sir? May I take your... Dude! I'll have a number one Krabby Patty with ketchup, tomatoes, and pickles. Okay, will that be for here to go?
It's alright, Squidward. It's all part of the job.
That's literally it. I love that is...
Mr. Squidward!
Oh, man. I love that is literally just... I love how realistic certain bits from SpongeBob are. Like, unironically just genuine. Like, that's retrospectively, that's what the entire, like, training video was. It's literally just kind of...
How a restaurant operates with 3 people on its staff at all times.
I mean, where I work, we're close. We're close to 3 people.
Yeah, well, you serve frozen yogurt. At SpongeBob, they serve burgers, fries, shakes, freaking chicken McNuggets.
Oh, yeah, on the subject of... Chicken McNuggets. On the subject of shakes, did you hear the dog down at the Shake Shack is singing? I love that reference so much. It's just... Pretty Patties was another good episode.
Yeah.
Kids, the dog down at the Shell Shack is singing! Wow! They just, like, go buck wild, and honestly, it's a dog underwater. I'm surprised it's even alive. I'd go check it out.
Well, they probably mean snake. Or worm, as it were.
Oh, yeah.
That's how their dogs work.
Are there underwater worms?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, how do you think they live in the dirt?
Because it's dirt? I just put underwater. I almost put underwater dirt. I'm doing wonderful tonight.
Underwater.
Oh, they look like this. Fucking Doom-looking motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to how the SpongeBob worms
That's
look.
more like it. Sandworm. Underwater sandworm. Yeah, this is virtually it.
Yeah. But then it's just the dog in the SpongeBob world.
Yeah, and I mean, snails are cats. It's SpongeBob, though. It goes from...
Actually, you know what? That makes perfect sense. Because worms are bigger and stronger, but snails are a little smarter because they live in a shell.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Because, you're ever in trouble because something wants to eat you and your ass. You just climb into your shell and you're pretty much good unless it's going to suck you out.
Mm-hmm. Suck. Just a...
Suck.
It's like a vacuum cleaner.
It's like an anteater.
Starts to choke on the intake. Oh yeah, fun fact that I just have floating around in my head. If you put a bunch of ants on water, they'll collect together and they won't sink. They're too light. I think that's the explanation, but like...
It's that their density is too low.
Yeah.
It's not just that they're too light. It's like if you put, let's say, like a soapstone?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it floats. Because it's a brick, but it's not, it's pretty big, and if you were to compress it down, it wouldn't be, like, too light. It'd be the same amount of lightness, but if you were to compress it down, it wouldn't float. It's not dense enough to sink.
It's kind of like me. I don't have bones.
Ah,
They're
I see.
paper. Listen. I was born with glass skin and paper bones. Every morning I
That's-
break my arms, and every night I break my legs.
I believe it's glass skin. I mean, oh my god. I believe it's glass bones and paper skin.
What did I say?
You said glass. You said glass skin and paper bones.
All right, then. Okay, Scott, little favor for you. Can we add some sad music over it while I do this bit from SpongeBob, please and thank you? Or else I'm just gonna look like an idiot. I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my arms, and every night I break my legs. Or every evening. Dang it.
It's okay.
Okay, I'll try it again.
And I lay awake at night until my heart attacks put me to sleep.
I just love that bit is hilarious. Can you imagine? It sounds like we're at the end of a long hallway. It's just echoey. Hello? Anyone there? You guys playing Uno? I like Uno.
It sounds fun.
I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my arms, and every evening I break my legs, and at night I lie awake until my heart attacks put me to sleep. But you guys playing Uno?
Every morning he breaks his arms.
No.
And every
December
night
1st
he
be
breaks
like.
his legs.
Every morning I break my arms.
Well,
December
no, I
be
break
like.
my third arm.
That hurts. I don't want to hear that. Not on this good old boys podcast.
I saw this one article.
Oh, no.
It was just news. It's just like kid masturbates 15 times in one day, busts a 16th one and dies in a heart attack in the ambulance.
That's so bad. I could have sworn the number was higher.
It was something like that.
Here, let's go ahead and let's have a bit where we go incognito mode.
Why? I thought it was blue. It's just blue.
Now let's see. Boy dies.
Masturbating.
Yes. Wait, what? Spanking Bill. Okay, we're going with it.
From beating is me.
Wait.
42 times.
I don't think I want to look down that hole. Oh, that was such a bad choice of words. I mean, I don't want to.
42 times.
You know, funnily enough, 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything, and apparently it's the amount of times that human beings have. It's a charge per day system, you know. It's not perfect, but it gets the job done.
Ah!
I feel like Scott's going to like make a list of like, you know how Martin Luther made like a list of reasons why he didn't care about the Catholic Church anymore. Yeah, Scott's gonna make us a list of reasons why he doesn't want to edit for us anymore. He's just gonna nail them to me, staple it to my chest. He's gonna staple one to yours.
By the way, it's not a staple. He brings out a hammer and fucking 5-inch nails.
Hold still.
He just pierces my lung and I die.
It sounded like a bird's caw. Just the yeah.
Caw-caw!
Caw. As you fall from the
No,
rafters.
it's just the traveler just jumping down from a 500-meter tall flight. Just caw-caw!
Oh, that's my favorite thing. I was visiting Leeway for the first time, and there's one of the thingamajigs. Yeah, there's one of the like statues of the Seven that's up really high in the mountain range, and it's really nearby too. So I just jumped and I was like floating over it. I'm like, I'm running out of stamina. I'm like, oh, and there's a harbor, and I'm like, hey, if I hit the ground, I'm not gonna have any more. If I hit the water, I'm not gonna have enough stamina to get out. And I'm like, uh-oh. And so I like had to time it to the very last second, and the second that bar disappeared, B.
Caw-caw!
Yeah.
By the way, I changed that to where my right trigger is to attack.
I see.
And I think my B is the elemental one, and my Y is my ultimate.
I see.
It just feels more natural because of how I have my Honkai Impact 3rd PC port set up.
You're just shilling out for me, Hoyo.
Hell yeah. Play their game, don't spend your money, because you don't have to.
$30 spender. You
Well,
spent money
I-
on a free game.
Yeah, I did, but it didn't get me anything, which further proves my point. You don't got to spend money.
Yeah, but I want the waifu, Randy.
That's why you just play the damn game.
Randy, I'm depressed. I need the waifus. I need to
Just-
find meaning.
Just play the damn game, and you'll get your goddamn waifus. That's how it works.
Well, actually, some of them you won't get. So, like, the 5-star one's only accessible through the Wish system.
Well, yeah, you play the damn game to get your Primo Gems up.
Primogems.
Primo Gems.
Primogems.
Primo Gems.
Primogems. There's not E. That is, okay. Prime. 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 Gems. Primogems.
There's no E at the end. It's Primo.
Primogems.
I'm gonna kill you.
It's not Primogems, though.
Well, listen.
Okay, well, technically speaking, it would
the
be...
term Primo.
Hold on a moment. It would be Primogems because there's not quite a vowel that would modify it. Or wait a second, there's
Seen
there's an O.
the term Primo by itself before?
No.
Well, that's where that comes from.
No. Yeah, water dispensers. But that's
That's
all right.
Primo.
Primo.
I hate that. I don't want to believe it's Primogems. It's dumb. It's Primogems.
You know it's a game term, so there's not going to be...
I just want to be validated, okay? I don't want to believe it's Primogems. Primogems kind of sounds dumb. Primogems sounds more premium.
It's because the gems are Primo, understand?
But that's dumb. I've literally never heard of Primo before. It sounds like a discount dog food brand.
It's actually a dog food brand. But it's not exactly discount. It costs just as much as Pedigree. And Pedigree kept my fucking dog alive comfortable for 20 fucking goddamn years.
Alright then.
And then in her last 5, she suffered. So, that's on us.
What do you mean it's on you?
Us. Because we didn't put her down sooner.
Oh, I see.
We let her suffer for 5 years.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
However, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to putting down like a beloved animal, like it's not an easy choice to make. You know?
We hesitated till she died on her own. So I mean,
You've got a point.
yeah.
That's still, it's not an easy choice to make. I mean,
Yeah, it ain't.
if you wanted more,
I mean, it really kept her for a freaking long time.
mm-hmm.
It's kind of impressive.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it. You know, it was one of those things when.
If we kept giving her the super cheap stuff, she probably wouldn't have even made it to 20. But there she was, 25, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run around the house because sitting down hurts.
Aw. It was one of those things with Seamus. You know, what was I gonna say? Yeah, apparently, even if we had brought him home, he wouldn't have really had much time either way.
Yeah.
You know, and we didn't want to see him suffer. Because that's... I feel like that's kind of an important choice to make with animals, is, you know...
Yeah, it's kind of a catch-22.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it'll hurt you to see them suffer, and it'll also hurt you to see them go. So it's just pain no matter what.
Yeah, and it's one of those situations where unless, of course, they're going to die within the next few days, then I guess there isn't quite a right or a wrong choice, you know?
Yeah.
However, in a situation like the pandemic, where you're not really able to be there with your dog, it's kind of hard to decide one way or the other, because you don't want them to suffer, but at the same time, you don't want them to be alone.
Yeah. And that's why I feel like an exception should be made for that. I mean, your fucking masks work, don't it?
It's one of those things. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's one of those things. If it's someone's animal, then you can't just deny them.
You can't just be like, get the hell out of my office.
You can't come back here. Why not? Because why not? Because masks. We have them. Hold on a minute. Let me flips through dozens of pages.
Flips through government propaganda. Oh yeah, it doesn't replace social distancing.
Oh yeah, because you're stupid. I have a master's degree. Just runs.
Oh, exactly. You went to college. You're stupid.
Is that the world we live in? We're going to college is stupid.
Well, it kind of. You can still get pretty good jobs and whatnot without Coolig.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well-
just, it seems like most lower level dream jobs kind of prefer it as far as hiring is concerned.
Yeah.
However, if you can show them that you've got the stuff without cooling your legs, then I'm sure that they'd be happy.
I don't know. I think things with like film and with animation especially, a degree is really necessary. Like a degree is like, as I understand it, the path to becoming a studio animator without a degree is way narrower and subject to falling off than it is without.
It's just because a college degree is like, here, this piece of paper says I can do the job.
This piece of paper says I spent my money on this.
Well,
I spent
that
hundreds
too.
of I spent thousands of dollars. Please give me a job. And in that capacity, I can't really blame someone for picking the person with the college degree. I mean, look at the poor thing. They have debt. They're not getting that off their shoulders anytime soon, so why not
Whether
give
you
them
give them the job or not.
And that's another
That's kind of the thing that hurts the most about college in the modern era.
You know, it's kind of one of those things. I'm kind of glad for the pandemic in the sense that it's like, yeah, okay, we have bigger fries to fish. You're good for your loans for a little while. Be thankful. It's one of those things. It's like that's nice. Why can't we just say
If
no
I
student
have,
loans?
If I have to go into the red for college, then it may as well go into the red to go to college in person. So I'm waiting.
Mm-hmm. And I respect that. I just have a sense of urgency that's unrivaled. Plus, it's one of those cases of I didn't know when I'd be getting a job, especially, in today's world. And, whatchamacallit, I was like, I don't want to just be sitting at home doing nothing with my time. And plus, I want to get somewhere.
Yeah, well, luckily for me, Mixtanks is always hiring.
Yeah. And plus, to me, the way that I see my current colleague situation is it's a stepping stone. Like, sure, I'm likely going to be here for another year, but once I can find a place that legitimately has animation that I can get a proper degree in and, get closer to my dream job,
Dream God.
dream gob, dream job reality.
Dream Dob.
And it's one of those things. If it's a stepping stone, it doesn't matter if I'm in there in person or not. It's not like me being there in person increases the chance of finding my one true love, because that's never happening.
Well, it's just part of the experience. I mean, I don't think that they dropped their what it costs for tuition.
Well, they returned something on my bank account. I'm happy for that. It was like $200-something. They took it out a few months earlier, and then they put it back. I have no idea what that money transferring was. I think they used my bank account for money laundering. No scandal. UTSA launders money. Student fine with it if they give him a cut.
Students who took cut from money laundering scam also complicit. Police still investigating.
Police still investigating full article on how to get in on that deal. Everyone wants a cut of the cake now, don't they?
Everyone wants a slice of the cheddar.
And it's one of those things. It's like, listen, most people are law-abiding citizens. However, if given the opportunity to get away with something, there's not many people whose moral compass is so firmly tightened that, they're not going to turn the other eye.
It's not a matter of firmly tightened. It's firmly tied to the law.
Mm-hmm.
Because some things are... It's not like I'm hurting the Japanese by pirating anime that gets funneled through the Western, systems.
Well, okay,
I'm just hurting Funimation. The cut that they give to the studios isn't that big.
I don't know, we'd have to look it up, but still.
And they also run the shit in their own country.
But I mean, you have a job now. You could pay for this stuff.
I don't wanna.
Why?
I don't want to give Funimation my money.
No, I'm talking about you could just buy the DVDs and stuff. You could build that collection. At least on the mango side of things. I think you'd be more likely to buy manga.
But I'd have to learn Japanese and then get
They
the
make
weekly...
English translations!
Not on the day of release.
You have a point. However, for volumes,
but then I'll be caught up beyond the volumes. It doesn't make financial sense.
Sure, it does. You can read through up to most of what is currently available without the threat of, the FBI getting bored one day and deciding to prosecute people. And you're on the list.
Well, I just love how we're talking about this
Come now. Listen.
with only HTTPS protection. And
Come
what's that? 5 minutes?
Come now. Listen. We both know Randy and Aaron aren't real. We're just characters. Characters that the folks at home, all 7.5 of them, made up. Because at this point, we're just an idea. Just words being thrown out there. They're the ones who put them together to make it to where we're pirators. So you see, folks, really it's your fault. The government's coming for you.
We're American VTubers.
Okay, but like seriously though, we mentioned the gaming channel. I would really love to have VTuber avatars. Like, that would be funny. That would be hilarious.
It'd be impeccable.
I would willingly shill out money for a 3D artist, or modeler, to make that. Like, without a doubt. If we could get that set up and rigged, that would be wonderful. If only for one episode.
No. You know what would be even better?
What?
If we just do poses and we just paste it in. So we make we pre-make these poses, right? And so it'll be like the neutral poses, the poses, and then the laughing because it's funny poses.
Perhaps.
And then we just layer them on as we need in editing. It's perfect.
Okay, why do you keep saying we when it comes to editing? You do not edit.
Yeah, I don't.
Get a better computer, then edit.
Well, I'm currently paying for a badass car right now, so that's gonna be a while.
You got a point.
Yeah. Remember, folks, when you're making $9.50 an hour, $4,000 is kind of a lot to stomach.
If you made 10 an hour, it'd be a little bit more even. Because, 10 an hour. So you work 4 days a week. That's $40. You work 3 weeks. That's $120. 120, in about 10 weeks, is $1,000.
Okay, so I get $40 for working.
Well, that's $1,200. So, and $1,200 times. Well, okay. 1,200 times 4 is 4,800. I have no idea what any of those words mean.
Okay.
What any of those numbers mean.
Let me break it down for you.
Mm-hmm.
Each paycheck comes after 2 weeks of work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think paycheck after next will be around $500 because I've started working 30-hour work weeks recently.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll be making about $1,000 a month. So if I literally do not spend anything, I will be able to pay the car off in 4 months. However, that is impossible for me.
Well, if the max with spending nothing is 4 months, and you say you take half, then in about 8 months you'll have your vehicle.
Yeah. Although what I've agreed to is $400 a month. So 10 months.
I was about to say 1,000 months. Wait, how much is it? Wait, okay, one more time. 400 a what?
A month.
Yeah, so 10 months.
Yeah. And that's just so it doesn't kill me in one strike. It may kill me in several, but not one.
I mean, I figure for a few paychecks you could likely pay more. Because if it's 400 a month and you just happen to pay a little bit more and you bump that up to 800 potentially, then I mean, that's a really, then you're cutting them. You don't have to do it every month, but...
Well, the thing is, Mama wants me to also chip in on the electricity bill because I use electricity.
I see.
I use electricity, yes.
You consume electricity just like you drink down Coca-Cola.
Well, when I come here anyway, I always get a nice cold can of Coca-Cola.
I wonder how many times we can say Coca-Cola before they copyright strike us. Look at these absolute 6.5 subscriber having gremlins. Get them off my channel. Get them out of my fancy establishment.
I like how one of our subscribers is just in half now.
That's me.
Why are you subscribing to your own channel?
The views. Why not? Listen, if we're not going to support ourselves, who will?
We're making this to have fun. Why are you artificially bumping our subscribers up?
Because I feel like it. Listen, we don't have much engagement. This is a really long... These are really long episodes, and not many people are going to subscribe to the... Let's sit here for an hour sort of thing.
And wait until they're funny.
Guys, someone recommending it. Guys, trust me, you have to watch these videos. Really? Are they funny? Yes. Just watch it.
he has to go through 30 minutes of back footage.
No,
yes.
He's like, but dude, I'm watching it. I'm not really laughing. It's more awkward and racially
charged.
and racially insensitive. And just don't worry, it gets funny. When? What part are you at? 45 minutes out of an hour. Okay, it's soon. Or no, 55 minutes out of an hour. Soon. Gets to the end bit. It wasn't worth it. Just the longest, like, how was that episode of the podcast?
It wasn't worth my time.
I think that's what I'm afraid of.
Right? It's just the reason why our engagement is so low is because most people see the format and they're like, cringe.
Potentially. I don't know. It's one of those things, like, we mentioned doing a gaming channel, and I'm already just accepting that it is likely going to take, like, not majorly, but it's very likely going to take off to an extent, because it's the tried and true format of two boys play games, the funny men laugh sort of thing.
Funny men pick up controllers.
Yeah, we alternate out, and then funny man kills the other one. Like,
Yeah,
5 episodes in for that particularly nasty up B.
I feel like we really should end the episode off on a nasty up B.
That'd be funny. I could just record a clip of myself just spiking you, because I have a lot of footage of that. And Scott could just patch that in. just
And it's just like, you know what? Let's see how you like it. Shing!
Nice.
I pull out Cloud's Buster Sword.
How did you have that in your back pocket?
It's called magic.
It's called magic right before you kill me. But still, like I was saying, I know the gaming channel is going to be more popular, comparatively. But that's just because, like...
It's gamming.
I think
you're watching something. You're not just listening.
It's at least a part of the way productive, and it's easier to engage with, You see two funny men playing video games, and the question always does come up with, do they actually hate each other? Because we're going to be starting off with a game that's going to make people think we hate each other.
Yeah, that's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And by the way, the gameplay, I don't know if it'll look technical or not, but we're going to be playing with our mains.
Nice.
Because we do play this at least once every week.
And for montage's sake, I really want to buy the rights to Tom Jones's It's Not Unusual. Just because I feel like when I'm, as we're beating each other, that would be the perfect song to go with just dun, 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 dun. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. And just kind of going at it. And at one point, he literally goes just, I want to die. And I would love to time that every time, like, one of us dies.
No, it's just
I
like
wanna die.
It's just like you cut back to a moment of stupid, and it's just me walking into your sword. I wanna die.
I wanna die. Or no, even better, like, I go for the, as I call it, just the 4 move, the swing up, like, and you just dodge at the last possible second, just, I wanna die, and then you punish.
And then you come around with the Lawbringer-esque last moment parry.
But yeah, the dude that we played Smash against at one point, Masamune? Or Masamune?
Yeah, Masamune.
Yeah, I mean, I apparently he does, like, Smash Bros. Montages. It'd be fun to, like, pay him to make the montage. Just, here's the footage. Oh, okay, I can work with this. Any music request? Yes, we have the rights to Tom Jones's It's Not Unusual. Could you put that over that? You what? I'd laugh. I'd love that.
It'd be the funny for
just
sure.
Dun, 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 dun,
Although
dun.
buying music rights is, like, essentially to put in a movie, that's several $1,000s.
I know. That would be even funnier, is I literally spend several $1,000s to buy Tom Jones's It's Not Unusual for my own purposes.
For our 6.5 viewers.
Okay, listen. I think when we make Tangents Gaming, we're going to have at least
600.5 viewers.
No, 7.5.
7. One extra person watches.
Well, okay, realistically speaking, yes. I mean, like, we've had the chatting for a little while now. But now we're getting the gaming.
Yes.
But yeah, the channel apparently, like, got Scott to try to look it up on YouTube, and I guess it just does not show it unless, of course, we have content posted. So, for all you eager folks looking to look up Tangents space GAMMING, yeah, you're not going to be able to for a little while. Until we can record some gamming.
And I was thinking of a channel name update. Gamming. With tangents.
That could potentially work.
Yeah, it just makes it seem a little bit more classy, you know?
Somewhat, but at the same time, are we really classy? Do I have to break out the non-existent suit? The Wyoming suit? Well, do I?
I don't know. I just don't know. It's as far as our demeanor goes, because I've heard some podcasters, and they talk like they're from the street. From the street.
What does that mean? Like, how does that sort of come across?
It's just like, I don't know.
No, you're thinking of Alabama. They're missing a few teeth. They don't have all the syllables.
Well,
you know, you gotta go down on a quick trip. You just kind of go and get yourself some little hot dogs, something like that.
Well, actually, whenever... What the fuck was that?
A little bit of hooch. Yeah, you just kind of knock it and let it kind of out and everything. It's just kind of shocking. Yeah, go down with the boys down, see how it is. You know, give me one, John. Come on. It's literally just unintelligible babbling. Now that I'm from the South, I understand. Wait, hold on a minute. I speak redneck.
God damn it, Bobby! I don't want to. I don't know what the hell a JPEG is. I just want a picture of a hot dog.
I hate to break it to you, I've never seen King of the Hill, except for King of the Hill is the greatest anime. That's the only bit of it I've seen.
Go.
Go!
I'm gonna kill you now.
Why?
Because you just tried doing a Hank Hill thing without having seen King of the Hill.
Do I need to take the time to watch King of the Hill?
Just a few episodes, because it really is a laugh and a half.
Have you seen the whole thing, or?
No, I've seen a few episodes. It's like I've sat there through a few whole episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I ought to say, they're a laugh and a half. It's not like South Park or like Family Guy. It doesn't try to be funny by making things disgusting. It's just funny. It just makes fun of people in the South.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because like Hank Hill is a like true like
American?
down to the bone Texan, but he was born in New York.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's a big spoiler, by the way.
That's just lore.
No, that's like kind of the hook of a whole episode. He has to like have a mental rediscovery because of it.
Well, dang. Maybe King of the Hill is really the greatest anime.
Yeah, his grandpa just drops it on him casually, even though it's 1,000-pound weight.
Dang. But I mean, that's
Well,
part
it's
of
not
life.
his grandpa, it's his dad. His dad is still around, and he's like 50. It's funny.
All right, then. What was I going to say?
His dad is a Vietnam vet.
Interesting. We're recording this on Veterans Day.
Oh, yeah, huh? Yeah, did you have fun blasting him to high hell and back with napalm?
Well, dang. Listen here.
Did you have fun getting cancer from Agent Orange?
Okay, well, actually, my grandfather did, like, get really heavily hurt by Agent Orange.
That's pretty unfortunate.
Apparently, I think he was drafted. He didn't even want to be there.
Yeah, that does really suck.
That's like the biggest thing about war, though, is like, if your people don't want to be in it, you shouldn't be in war.
Yeah.
Of course, you're Germany for some reason. Should we maybe cut that out?
Nah. I don't know what the hell that was supposed to mean, though.
Yeah, let's cut that out for just clarity's sake.
Unless you're German. How does that connect?
It doesn't, and that's why I'd like it stricken from the record.
Actually, keep it in. It's one of these goofs that, people just might, or our 6.5 viewers might just stick around for. To see us screw up like that and just be like, yep.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to hear me screw up about talking about the Germans. I don't think the Germans...
Get out of here, Nazi!
I don't think the Germans want to hear me screw up talking about the Germans.
I don't think the Germans watch this podcast.
Do we know, though?
No, but they probably don't.
But do we know, though? Just because, listen.
I already said no.
Listen.
We don't know.
A large percentage of the people that, watch our content, 3.5, they're not subscribed. And that makes me cry.
Yeah,
I wasn't really taking that anywhere. I'm not going to ask them to subscribe. I'm just saying it's a fact.
It really is kind of sad.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like...
If you do like our content, just press the button. Don't even press the bell. I don't care that much. Just press the button.
Come and listen to our content whenever you want to.
Right.
The only issue with that type of marketing, though, is people just might not want to. Apparently a study was done, and just asking people to subscribe is the best way to garner views. So why hasn't this worked?
Really? That's kind of dumb.
Well, I mean, there's, tips, apparently, to getting, okay, I watched a legitimate tips, Critical?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, well, he apparently has, Human Media Group. It's basically helpful for channel growth and such. Just helping out the smaller creators get kind of, sponsors and stuff. The people who are dependent on YouTube and are kind of getting shafted by YouTube. It's really an abusive marriage, but
well, it's not really a marriage at this point. It's just one person clawing at the other so that they can't get out.
Yeah,
that's kind of the sad. We had a meme on here with no copyrighted music and barely copyrighted footage, and just immediately YouTube's like, "Oh, this robot pinged. Give me your money."
And we're just like, we don't have money. Oh, okay, I'm gonna leave a mark on your permanent record. Was caught having sex in the gymnasium. Wait, what?
Caught doing what now? In the where? No, it's just Komi and Tadano inside the storage room.
I love Kami-san Can't Communicate. I'm almost at I'm at virtually 100 chapters again, and there's 300. It's filler, but it's the only filler that matters.
Yeah.
However,
it's just you write it and you read it for the filler.
Mm-hmm.
It's the whole point.
However, I do have to say, the parts where the story progresses, those are really the moments that shine. Some of most of my favorite chapters are just the ones to where, not necessarily the ones where we get new folks who can't communicate, but it's the ones where, we just see either Komi-san getting a bit better with herself, more assertive with how she wants to speak, and just the act of speaking and being honest with herself. But also the ones where, we potentially see a bit of, Komi and Tadano
coming together.
Well, that's how you suggest something.
You mean coming together as friends on a school trip? That's what I'm talking about. I mean, wasn't there the snow trip? Wasn't he there, or was that the girls only trip?
Nah, he was there.
Oh yeah, he was.
That was a girls only trip.
There was. I'm fairly certain of it. There were 2 snow resort visits in the span of 2 arcs. I'm fairly certain of that.
I think what you might be remembering is Komi and Tadano, they visit the place, the snow place.
Just keep talking. Just keep talking.
Business name. And the whole friend group goes on the snow trip, right? They take the buses, and Well, those two get left behind. I'm not saying names.
Mm-hmm.
And then after they get back, and all the funny happens, it cuts to Komi's mom and dad on their own snow trip.
Oh, that's right. I think that's it. I still could have sworn there was an all-girls trip at one point, but yeah. Just call me. Or the two folks that get left. It's just dun, 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 dun. It's not unusual. The hotel staff just... It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. I legitimately don't remember the lyrics. I just remember that one snippet.
I wanna die.
I wanna die. He sounds so gleeful, too.
I wanna die. It might have been something like, I wanna die in your arms.
No, it literally stops at, I wanna die.
I wanna die.
Because I think he's talking about how, he's feeling displaced in the world and everything, and it just kind of makes him want to die. Like, memes aside, like, It's Not Unusual is a good song, but also it has a good message. I wanna die.
I wanna die.
Wolo Mori, am I right, kids?
Yeah, I love dancing to my own snapping fingers.
Dun dun dun.
And I love an inferior mind sound because your hands are like...
Do it
they're
again.
Frying pans.
See, this one's like higher pitched. Whenever I can get it. This one. This is the snap of authority just...
It seems to work just a little bit better when my palms are sweaty.
Knees are weak, arms are heavy. You're not even gonna kill me. You think this is funny. You know it's a good bit.
Yeah, it is, but I'm still going to make you regret living.
I regret it, kiddo.
I know I'm going to make you regret having fallen out of the womb.
I was extricated from the womb.
Me, I was surgically removed from my mother.
Ah, tumor, baby. You got this tumor. It's kicking and screaming. Wait, what?
You got this tumor, and I patted it on the butt, and it's screaming at me.
Caveman logic. So you had this thing that came out of you, and now it's screaming at me.
And it's just like, well, time to take care of it.
This is clearly me.
Ah, yes, me, but baby.
I'd be willing to bet that... Okay, you know how the Library of Alexandria burned down? What if it's literally just all Rule 34 art and someone got tired of it?
Wait, the Library of what?
Library of Alexandria. Do you not know about that?
Is this something new or something historical?
It was like one of the biggest... Yeah, it was like one of the biggest commonwealths of knowledge in the ancient world.
Oh, I see. Well,
Yeah,
I didn't know
and
that
it
some
burned.
asshole burned it down.
Obviously, because of Rule 34. It's because early on, people were coming up with the idea of the fabled Wyoming, and someone just couldn't handle it. That such blatant lies were put in such a great place of learning.
And so they burned it all down for some reason rather than just extracting the theory of Wyoming.
I mean, I love how people are very likely still to this day saddened by the fact that we will never quite know all that was kept within the Library of Alexandria. And we're just here making jokes about it.
I know, right? Like, there are historians who are actually just fucked up over it.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things, like, I could never really study something science-related, something that's meant to discover stuff, just because I can't, I don't think I would be able to handle the mental burden, just kind of like, having to accept that and all.
Well, I think it'd just be fun. That's why I would do it. And
Yeah.
at the point at which it literally stops being fun, that's when I'd stop. I'd be like, okay, I'll get back to this later. And either I will, or I won't.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things, I might study it, but I don't think I could ever make it my profession, which is a big difference. Like, for instance, studying marine biology. I like sea animals. But, I wouldn't want to do that for my entire life. It's because it's near, that stuff deals with water. And where there's water, there's sand. And sand is rough and coarse, and it gets everywhere. However,
And now you die.
but that's not unusual. See, this is why I'd love to have the rights to that song, just because every time I do that, it slowly fades in, just dun, 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 dun. It's not unusual. Man. I that's the episode, that's the name of the podcast, though. It's just, it's not unusual. Actually, I'd love to make that the first episode of the gaming channel. It's not just in reference to the fact that we started a gaming channel. It's not unusual.
Usual gaming with
Or-
tangents.
We're not unusual. We're not unusual to play games for anyone. I wish I was better at ad-libbing lyrics. It'd make this a lot more fun.
Man, I don't know what to do now. Should we just pull up music and just let Avex just dick us?
I'd rather not, because the most severe one, like the most severe instance we've had of a copyright claim, it literally blocked it from all regions. They said, you cannot even... I will let you leave this on your channel, but that's only because monetization isn't here for me to double nut cuck you.
But it only let us leave it on our channel. It didn't even let us show it to people.
No, I had to cut it out. Like, I'd use YouTube's built-in cutout, like content cutout feature for situations like this, just to avoid it.
Did YouTube let you know what was going to happen?
It just said, literally speaking, you cannot post this. Like, it has too much. You're not going to get away with this. And I'm just like, I'm not some sort of I'm not some sort of, 1990s cartoon villain with a twirling mustache. I can't even grow facial hair, dog. I'm not trying to get away with anything. You hear me, YouTube?
Well,
Like and
besides
subscribe to our
pirating
gaming
anime
channel.
Because, Funimation is horrible.
Yeah, but, legitimately speaking, though, Sony's looking to buy Crunchyroll. And that just hurts me because Sony also bought Funimation. And look at what Funimation is!
Well, I think they've been like that for a very long time, but it was the only way to watch
Well,
Dragon Ball, so.
They've been like that for a long time, but also they had an opportunity to change it. If they wanted to, I'm fairly certain they could ask Papa Sony to give them some of that sweet, sweet PlayStation cheese to make their own, salad a little bit more zesty.
The PlayStation cheese.
Yeah. Because let's be honest here, they're still getting money from the PS2.
Yeah. Wait, no they aren't. People are just pirating those games now.
Yeah, I know. Well, okay. I get the feeling they're at least inadvertently getting those. And if they were going to make a mini console or redo one, they would just need to do that. They just need to say, you guys love the PlayStation 2, right? It's this again. But with better hardware. It can play all the PS2 and people would buy.
Yeah, it's just if they resold the PS2 for $50.
Shoot, 25 and it has all the games that PS2 ever had, people would eat that up. Sony would be making money out the wazoo.
Yeah, they'd move nothing but product.
Mm-hmm. But on a different note, though, even if they open up the door to backwards compatibility, even with only the PS2, they'd be solid. Like, it's one of those things. Like, if you could play PS2 games on your PS4, your PS5, it's not unusual, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it kind of, it redefined them. Because right now, they're just shitheads who happen to make a pretty alright console.
Well, they have the room to be like that because of the fact that they brought back, they put out literally the main credit that they have to their name is, we made the PS2, and we made the PS4. And people are just like, hey, I'm buying. The PS5, I'm fairly certain that the PS5 could literally set people's homes on fire, and there would still be people looking to get one.
Yeah.
Because, well, they can patch that out. It's literally, it is a problem with the internals. It's because they decided that liquid metal would be a good idea for coolant.
Coolant?
I don't know. They mentioned something about liquid metal, and everyone was like, ooh, liquid metal. And I'm just like, why?
No, I know exactly what that's for.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a You know your thermal paste?
Yeah.
Well, liquid metal is that.
So people are kind of getting hyped over nothing.
Oh, it's really fucking good thermal paste. It has several times the conductivity of
I see.
thermal paste. So I mean, it's something to get excited for, but not that much.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking about, you know how the PS5 and Xbox Series X have different ways of doing expandable storage? Like, it's occurred to me, I don't think that Xbox does, like, I don't think Xbox went the card route by choice. Because I watched someone had, like, a unit of it, you know? They had it and they were like, the dude was like, I'm sorry, Xbox, you should expect this, and he started to take it apart. It's how I mentioned how easy it is to get into, and he found out that, and it occurred to me, legitimately speaking, there's no space for it. Xbox wanted to make a console that just kind of, that fits, that blends into your living room, and just gives you games.
Yeah.
And the trade-off for that is there's not too much space to, make it to where anyone can put in their own.
Yeah, although I feel like you should be able to buy your own SSD. And swap it.
Well,
I feel like they should at least sell it with, like, the data pre-done and all that.
the what?
The huh?
Okay, one more time.
Okay, so something that I figured out before by trying to rip PS3 hard drives and use them as a little bit of extra storage, you can't.
Well, the PS3 is
The
kind
formatting
of a mess.
is really wrong as far as that's concerned, and you can't change it because I force changed it and it broke the drive.
Oh. I mean, okay. I feel like the PS3 is a bad example to start with because it's because, like, the architecture for things was really just kind of janky. PS3 was like, bleeding edge technology, and everyone was like, our wallets and our hearts are bleeding, Sony. Please, go to bed.
Well, actually, we had 3 in our house. They weren't that bad.
Well, I'm not saying they were
weren't
bad.
at all.
Well, I'm not saying they were bad. I'm saying that the architecture was difficult to make stuff for, and that's why the Xbox 360 had any form of a lead. Because people were like, okay, I could try to learn the really complex architecture that Sony thought up, or I could go to Xbox
I
and
could just make a Windows game.
Yes, that's essentially it. And I mean, literally, given the choice between the two of them, it's a no-brainer for developers. They get the money from Papa Microsoft, and they can flip the bird to Sony.
Pretty much. But that being said, the PS3 still had the fucking games.
Well, apparently it like really got games like later on in its life.
Yeah, like The Last of Us, for example.
And that's one of those things.
And not The Last of Us 2, because that was trash.
And it just makes me sad. Because, like, literally the PS3 and the Xbox One were both in the same boat of trying to be the all-in-one thing. And I
Yeah.
guess it's just because...
Although go ahead.
I was just going to say, I guess it's just because gamers have changed, but, like, people really just keep sticking it to Microsoft. They don't really want to give them any form of, like, forgiveness. Like, it's like Microsoft's just like, so we added backwards compatibility all the way to the original Xbox, and people are like, wow, Xbox, I just don't remember asking. And people don't want to give them the time of the day, to even try to redeem themselves. And it hurts.
Yeah, and
Because if the PS3 can recover and make the PS4, Xbox surely can.
it wasn't even that bad. Like I'm saying.
Well, the revised version wasn't that bad. The original was a behemoth.
I had the original, and after 5 years, it started screaming. The PS4 did it after 2.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that tells you something. They just don't make them like they used to.
I suppose. However...
and the PS2 never screamed, even though when we didn't have a memory card and left a game running for a week.
Oh. I mean, I imagine that they don't make them like they used to, especially in the original PS4's case, because Sony was like, we're on the up, however, if we botch this, we're dead. They're on the thin string, they're on like a thin line with that sort of thing. Now they're sitting comfortable again, and they're looking at the PS2 and laughing.
Well, they wouldn't do that because it's
It's
still the best-selling console in
I
the
know.
world.
It's literally a joke. However, on the subject of best-selling consoles, apparently the Switch is set to overtake the PS4 soon.
Well, yeah, the PS4.
What's that look supposed to mean? Was I supposed to add Xbox
Why,
in there?
why are you trying to tell them about the look that I'm giving you when they can't see it?
Because I want to know. You have that you have the DreamWorks look going on.
I just keep coming back to the PS2. Like, it's kind of funny. Not even Sony can top that because all the people who bought PS2 told their friends, yo, let's go play some games at my house. And it's just like, games? What kind of games? And it's just like, well, what do you want to play? And it's just like, ooh.
Well, also, apparently
And so then they bought a PS2 because they didn't want to go to their friend's house every time they wanted to play.
I just want to see. So the release date was
20 years.
Okay, now when did they stop selling it? Hold on a minute. When did they stop selling the PS2? 2013.
Yeah, that's just how future-proof it was.
Not even. It's just because they just kept giving it away. They're just like, buy it. And while we're here, I want to see what the other ones are. And I love that the Wii is so highly, like, sold so well. Just because of the fact of it approached the people who weren't gamers.
Right.
They said,
they
hey,
tapped a market that no one had ever tapped before. You don't sit down and grab your controller and start having fun. You stand up and you start moving around. You start getting your body working. That's how you play the game, motherfucker.
Wow, the DS was almost overtaking the PlayStation 2. It hurts me that Xbox is this low, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the Xbox One, that's right. That's accurate. But, like, the
Yeah.
Xbox
And
360...
where's the PS4 at?
Way up here. It's
Oh.
number 4. I want it to stay there. I want it to stay there for the funny.
It's just like, it's right above its real old brother.
And this disparity is just 0.4 million or 87... Oh, wait, that's 87.4.
3.4 million.
Yeah.
Wow, they sold a whole lot of those afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
After launch, because the Xbox 360 at launch was better. I'll give him that.
Red Ring of Death and all. It's still, like... It's the case that we make nowadays of it had the games.
Yeah, because, I mean, they both did.
Everyone was laughing at Sony for a little bit. And they're just like, okay, we're going to go make Xbox stuff. Now see you later. That kind of was.
You have the... what now?
And plus, this guy called Scott the Woz, I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Good YouTuber. He does a lot of stuff on video games, but he broke down kind of that particular console generation. And he kind of explained it as, like, people were drawn to the 360 because despite, like, it was, on paper, inferior to the PS3. However, it had easier to understand architecture, and because people could just make games optimized for it way easier than they could port them over to the PS3, because it's kind of what it ended up being for the first bit of the generation, was just port it over to the PS3, get that little bit of money, focus back on the Xbox. Because that's not going to fail in 2013, is it? We need a tombstone sound effect. Just bong.
And you know what I love? They worked that hard to try to beat the PS2, and then they only beat the PS3 by a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's just because they got their priorities wrong. They saw the Wii and everything. They saw where the PS3 was at. And they said, okay, time to focus on one of our weird projects. And then they said, Xbox Connect. And everyone was like...
Xbox what now?
No, they were just like... So anyway, PS3. Everyone just kind of immediately looked away, like when the awkward kid shouts out something really stupid in the middle of class.
Oh, hey, you know what? Kinect was really cool. Even if it was kind of clunky.
Well, yeah.
It's because it's just like crap, I don't know what his screen name is. It's the really big dude from Team 4 Star. on their gaming channel they played like a Star Wars Kinect game. And he was saying if I had this when I was a kid, I might be skinny right now.
Oh. Well then. But I mean, it's one of those things. I feel like if Xbox had placed their priorities on less of the Kinect, like focused on, okay, fund some really good experiences for the Kinect, but primarily focus on exclusives and the next generation. Like Don, whatever his name is, like he was just like, oh, well, we have a console for people who can't maintain an internet connection. It's called Xbox 360, and everyone's like, I'm gonna kill you. I will shatter you like glass, Don.
I don't really get that though. Why would he say that?
Because he's a chode. Because he's a beta male.
Because he's a chode.
Yeah.
It's quite a thing to say about a man.
Have you seen him? He literally, every single twist and turn leading up to the Xbox One, he stuck his foot so far in his mouth that everyone could barely understand him. Because, like, he was so focused on, like, the wrong thing. He literally, like, I forget if he was in charge of the 360, but if he was, then he got the epitome of a bloated head. And he focused on the wrong things. He focused on, okay, we're making a VCR and putting the Xbox logo on it. Buy it, chumps.
The Xbox Media Player.
Because that literally is what it's called. I watched a video about someone talking about the Series X, and they were like, you know, if you have like the Xbox VCR, the S, or the X, then it might be a good idea to consider upgrading the Xbox VCR. And there's a lot of things. Trying to force the Kinect on people. Oh, people really didn't seem to latch onto the Kinect or anything like that.
How about we make every game from now on Kinect?
No.
Every game.
That wasn't even it. They just said, okay, it's coming with the Xbox. Okay, at least it's not gonna... And it's going to cost you an extra $100. By the way, the PS4 is only like $400. And you want me to buy this? Why? You like movies, right? Come here.
Alright, that's enough. You're talking a whole lot of shit for someone within bankrupting distance.
I mean, Xbox, like, no kidding, after how badly the Xbox One bombed on its launch, Microsoft was considering just discontinuing the brand.
And then they're like, hey, you know what, before we do that, you die.
Not even better, they just looked at Phil Spencer and said, you can't do worse than Don. Give it a shot.
And he didn't.
He did much better.
Yeah. He didn't do worse than Don.
He made Don look like even more of a chump.
even more of a widow dick.
His wife is not satisfied.
He made his dick energy look even smaller.
Dude, it was microscopic. It was microscopic to begin with. It is now quantum.
Quantum is a number. It's an idea.
I know. That's the best part.
Now that's how you deal some damage.
Somewhere, somehow, Dawn is suffering, and I'm happy.
Yeah, well, that's how it be sometimes.
I don't
Hey,
know.
maybe you could put the Comey can communicate sticker just on the front.
I'll have to think about it, because I don't really know where I'm going to put it. I thought about potentially putting it on the mic, since, you know.
I think it might be kind of big.
Well, I'll find out when it gets here. Oh yeah, so you know how you mentioned that you're planning, or you ham boning?
Yes.
All right. You know how you mentioned potentially getting both the PS5 and the Series X at
Yeah.
some point? I don't know how your plans are going with that, but well,
Not good.
you're just like car. You could put that in.
Vroom vroom.
Well, the thing is like, it's occurred to me this generation, I kind of want to give, like, the PS5, like a main, like, my main console sort of chance. Because, like, I never really have in the past. Like, I was a recent PS4 adopter, because I was like, I want to play Bloodborne.
Yeah. That's how it be.
And I was like, well, all these exclusives are decently priced. My brother has them, and he is fine with me playing them. Why not adopt now? It's the perfect time.
And then the PS5 comes out and you're just like, wow.
Wow, great. People are finding out that it's dying really easily. Glad I got my PS4.
Wow, I'm so glad that I have dust in. You know what happened? Last time I opened my PS4, I just found this sticky nonsense on the heatsink.
It came.
No,
What was it then? Like,
I don't know. I don't know what it sucked up. Suck.
Zuck. The Mark Zuckerberg.
I'm gonna get big Zuck.
The Zuck will lay down the law upon you.
Yeah, that's what he does every time someone questions the results of the election.
Perhaps. It just occurred to me. The Series X is literally set to do everything the Xbox One did, but better. Like, subtly speaking, it has kind of become an all-in-one media center.
Yeah, that's
Because,
kind of
like,
beautiful.
Because recently with Game Pass, it's allowed you to do something with Disney Plus, and they're adding Apple TV as a service that you can add to it. Like, straight up, they're literally they're pissing on Don's grave.
Pissing on his job having self's grave.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care what that dude is doing, but screw him.
He doesn't deserve another job.
Mm-mm.
He deserves to. It's like, no, you will not sell me an Xbox One. You will go home and think about your life.
Listen,
The prequels. I will not sell you an Xbox One. You will go home and think about your life. I will go home and think about my life.
oh man, I love that. But yeah, I think that, like, legitimately speaking though, I can't wait until the middle of the generation, because that's when the bangers come out.
Yeah. Although I'd rather have the console early. And
Yeah.
it's not like the price is gonna drop. Because I mean, look at PS4, Xbox One. Their prices didn't drop. They just stayed like $350.
No, they discontinued the original Xbox One.
Yeah,
they literally.
that's what I mean.
The only reason the S exists is because, like, so you know how the Series S is like the smaller, cheaper, a little bit more inferior version of the X.
What do you mean a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. I'm using.
Does not do 4K 30.
Oh no! What am I going to do with my non 4K TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like I need that. Anyway, what I was getting at is,
with its 1/5 graphics power.
see, it's funny because, like, in all of their marketing and everything, they're literally just painting the series, not the series, like, the One S is superior to the original Xbox One in every way, and that's for a reason. Like, but the Series S is, it's funny, usually, like, you find, like, a through line of things. Like, I have no idea how the PS4 Slim was in comparison to the original, but
I'll tell you what. It looks sleeker and it doesn't make as much noise.
I see. But still, it's kind of like defeating the idea, I guess, of a slim device, you know, or at least on the Xbox side of things, because it's like,
It's still a beefcake.
yeah, but I mean, well, okay, on the Xbox One side of things, it was literally, they put that out because original Xbox One is literally stinking up the living room and the guests won't talk to him anymore. But the Series S is, hey, are you not much of a gamer? Yeah, I'm not really much of a gamer. I just kind of want to see if it's my thing. Do you like Xbox Games Pass? I mean, yeah, it's a cheap subscription service and I get games. I mean, yeah, it's fine. $300 and you get the console. It doesn't have too much space, though. That's fine. I'm not really going to be using it too much. I can put it in my living room. Bonk. That's the idea. That's literally the pitch.
Yeah.
The
It's just
console
like,
for
hey,
non-gamers.
You want to play games sometimes? Yeah, sure. Then get the X! I broke it.
Oh.
I actually broke it.
Why?
I broke it.
Okay, this is why we don't bang on things that are hanging off over the edge.
I broke it.
Oh.
I didn't think I would.
Well, even so, it's wood. It's hanging off. It is unsupported, Randy.
I broke your fucking desk. Man, that's the worst thing I could have done.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to get this fixed.
Well, it's not like you put much weight on it.
Yeah, but even
Maybe
so.
some kind of glue. Just clamp it for a while.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'll have to see about it.
No, that's a way to end off the podcast. I don't kill him. I kill his desk.
I suppose so. I guess we'll call it there. Because
Yeah.
it's about an hour 30.
Yeah, but someone still has to die. You wanna get redemption for your desk?
I'm just tired. Let's just go home.
Come on, stay.
Randy, I hate seeing you like this. She's gone. She's broken. She's not coming back. She's Wyoming.